I'm Gaz, and this is Let's Play Depraved, which is a rather strange name for a Wild West city building game. It's actually very much like Banished. This game was given to me by the developers, but this is going to be a six-pack series, mostly because the developers seem to have abandoned the game, and reviews say that once you unlock all the buildings and everything, it gets kind of boring, so this will be a short series. It is pretty much just sandbox, so let's get into it. Biggest map, normal difficulty, all the good stuff on it, sure, let's go. And we have to randomly generate the map, which might take a little while. Okay, so what we're looking at here, this is a railroad, that is a river, and this is like a salt flat, or maybe it's simulating a mountaintop. There is no real elevation in this game, but this does appear to be snow, and there appears to be polar bears, so I think I'd like a little bit more water than that, although that is a lot of greenery. So, oh boy, and that's a bad place. Sorry, we're going to be wasting a lot of time just generating a good map, apparently. I would like a better connection to the railroad, though. Okay, fine. Gotta stop screwing around here. So, I've played this for about 20 minutes, maybe. It's pretty straightforward. It actually reminds me of a casual game from Big Fish Games that came out years ago. They made like 4 games in that series. I don't quite remember the name of it, but it was a Wild West series. Although the difference is that that game actually had a point. It was not open sandbox. Okay, so game tips over here. Game's pretty straightforward. We will pause first so we can look around. Okay, so let's come look over here. Yeah, this, I don't think this is salt flats. I think it is meant to be snow. You can see there's graveyards there that don't matter, but there's a lot of rock and stone. We've got copper and gold over here, and dangerous wolves. Let's find someplace maybe a little bit nicer. Now, there are Native American settlements, but they do not show up until after you have placed your settlement, and so that's kind of bad because they can literally be right next door, and they're not always friendly. At least they definitely don't start out that way. So I'm looking here for resources mostly. So we need some stone. Eventually we will need the gold and copper and all that stuff, but what we're going to need first is like coal and iron, because we need to make tools much like in Anno. Okay, so we've got some coal here, we've got some stone. We can gather stone by ourselves. There's a stone, actually this right here, we got coal and iron, so that's pretty good. This right here, which I guess is, I don't know, prairie land, is not ideal for settlement because you need this grassland here for farmage. However, we can definitely overlap this. So what we're going to do, oh wait, actually, I lied. We do have a settlement right here. There's 2, there should be 2. In fact, we can look at diplomacy. Right now there's only 1, and it's the one that doesn't like us. The second one that shows up is neutral by default. So anyway, yeah, we're going to come over here, and we need to first select the settler. Now, how far away? Because I'm also looking at this train line. You cannot build rail, but you can build a station. You can also build multiple settlements on the map. If you expand, well, okay, first let's, instead of get ahead of myself here, let's see. So we need the wagon to come over here, but we need to set the town hall, and we can do that from anywhere on the map here. This is the radius that we have to build on. We do not actually have to have the resources within this radius. This radius is the build radius. It is they will go out and find resources outside of it. So we do have bears over here. No, those are bison. Okay, never mind. They are friendly. And we have deer, and I think I saw boar. So we got food. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So I might actually want to get up here so we can build the station eventually. So yeah, let's actually think about. Oh, and there's the second one. The second camp has shown up. So maybe I do actually want to fit it somewhat in here, just so we have the build for that. I'm trying to get as much in as I can without having to expand, because like I said, the natives do not like you expanding, but I also don't want it to be too far from resources. if I could just zoom out a little bit here. See, now if I can build like right here, that gets us in, but if I pull it back a little bit, I might be able to get it with an expansion. So let's do that right here. Now, I want this facing this way. Okay, so we see that the wagon will come all the way over here and automatically set up building. So, like Banished, you're really only putting your footprints down. You will need to spend time building. Fortunately, unlike Banished, the game is very forgiving in getting us ready for winter. So we can have a little bit of spare time building up our settlements and homes. I have to freak out right away. Stone. Okay, I've only got a little bit of stone. That's one of the resources I was not. Okay, we got resources there too. Alright, so we got that, and it unloads all of our resources here, and they immediately begin building. So we can look up here. Ooh. Let me let this run for a little bit. Usually we get 10. Actually, it turns out to be like 14. Let me look at my overview. People? Yeah, so we've got 8 people here. I should have 10 instead. Oh well. Anyway, so they will automatically determine what they're going to be doing. They banter between being homeless and laborers by default. As you build your buildings, then you can set them up to work there. Okay, we got that. There is no roster, though, that I've seen like in Banished, so it's a little bit looser here. Okay, so this is important here. Kind of like Anno, we need to unlock the buildings, and those will require basically evolving our settlers up, well, from pioneers to settlers to then merchants, and they'll need various things. So it's kind of a balancing act between getting a certain number of pioneers in, getting all their needs met to unlock settlers, and then that'll get going. And so first thing we need to do is just basically look at, close that, look at getting lumberjack and sawmill, because that is what we need for a shack, and that will house our people. So we will start a lumberjack, and we may as well start them right up here. There are no roads, so we kind of have to leave paths. They will create paths as they walk, kind of like in Ostriv. So let's put that down there, and we'll put the lumber mill right next to it, and we'll have it closer down to here. Actually, maybe I'll end up putting a warehouse there. But anyway, keep our production facilities nearby each other, so those will be the first things they work on. And let's see, what else is that going to provide me for? So in order to get a hunter, we need the lumberjack and sawmill as well. So those are the very first things we need to set up. It's okay though, we have a lot of material here. Now there's an interesting mechanic, and I might exploit this later. I mentioned that you can have multiple towns, multiple settlements, and you need horses to do that. We'll get that here in a little while. Not enough laborers in Nilville. Okay, well, yeah. I don't know why. This was normal difficulty. We should have gotten the same amount, but anyway, so you basically have to furnish a wagon and horses to be able to have a settler and all that. But the thing is, much like the one that settled here, if we go build a town hall elsewhere, it will just somehow, out of the ether, produce a whole bunch more of resources. You do not have to stockpile resources for a new settlement. So I feel like that is exploitable, and we might end up doing that. Again, I have not played this long enough to really know what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, so that will be within range of the train station if I hit the expansion right here. That's going to cost me $5,000. Right now, we start out with 20,000, and you can see we are losing 15 every tick. Season, month, I think it's month. I think it's this bar right up in here. So not good. We need to be very careful about that, because it's actually not very easy until we start building up trade to get money. And the main way to do it at the beginning is by building these shacks so that we can then get taxes. But until they actually start building these things here, we will not have that available. So you can come in here and set these to be higher priority. by kind of giving them that. They don't seem to pay attention to it very well, unfortunately. And they automatically will take a worker as soon as you build them. So we got one worker here, Arma Wilkinson, and we can move the radius of his work area over, which we will do. And I think later we'll have the ability to sort of replant trees. And as you can see here, if we're willing to spend some money, we can open up more workers, excuse me, worker slots, so we can have more for better efficiency. Right now I'm not too worried about that. So we got a lot of people standing around here. So obviously the amount of resources have been moved here in workers. Oh, you notice here too, carriers. You can have dedicated people rather than just having them open as general laborers. You can dedicate people to be carriers to an industry or a building, so that they're purely focused on pulling directly from that, and then you don't have to wait for them to make up their minds to do it. Yeah, so we can't really do anything until this thing gets built, so let's just keep doing that. We do have decorations I could put down. Those won't get unlocked until 12 pioneers. New building available. Good, good. Okay, so that's finally built, and we have now a shack. So let's get the shacks done. Let me put this down to slow speed here so we have some time. And I'm just going to go ahead and give us a little bit of space here and start building sort of a town road. Right about there. So each of these buildings will hold 3 people. So we're going to need an early settlement. Actually, let's just continue this all the way out here. Early settlement of 6 homes there. And we're going to need some food. Now, I think we've got food for a while. This 10 meat seems to actually last for a bit. But we want to get that ready. So we'll go ahead and have a hunter's lodge. Now, it seemed like this area out here was kind of where all the animals congregated initially. However, they do move. So as you go hunting an area, you've got to chase them around the map. Actually, it kind of looks like we got stag, boar, and bison. Ooh, I feel like we're at a better thing down here. It's going to be kind of far away from the town center, and I would like to kind of set this up as a main road, but this is a tiny building here, so I think we can afford to have it like this. So we'll have that built, and speed this up. So you can see here the pathways are already developing, and as they are tread upon more and more, those will become more permanent pathways. So the next thing after that is going to be, well, waiting until pioneers come in. So we need 12 to get a well, which is going to give us water. We have, excuse me, we have stored water. Let's see, 10 pioneers to get an outhouse. That is needed for hygiene, I guess, otherwise they go poop in the woods. What else? We need also a woodcutter for firewood for the winters. We're a ways away from that, so we don't really need to worry about that, but that's going to be 12 pioneers. We're going to need a tailor. That is 14 pioneers. A weaver is 15. Okay. So I think that the tailor can make it from, yes, from leather or cloth. So the hunter will provide leather. And as you can see here, we have a traveling trader who just walked on by because I have not set anything up in the trade goods yet because I don't want to give away any of my precious stuff. Oh yes, we also have Winchesters here, so we at least have 4 rifles. And once this hunter is built, he will take one of them. We can also just come up here. That is showing armed residents. So far there are none. There. We can automatically assign them, so people will just come over, grab a rifle, which is good because we will be raided, but also bandit camps will show up, and we will have to deal with them. So unlike Banished, which I believe was actually a bit more pacifist, I appear to have put these backwards. That's okay. It's okay. So anyway, 3 apiece. If I want 12 to unlock some stuff, we're going to have to put in more homes. So I guess this will be the little pathway and a little road there. And darn, I actually wanted to make a main T road here, but those are turned around. So I could take this one and turn it around, but I can cancel. Let's see, where's cancel? Right here. Cancel it before it's built. But I think also because we have shelter. Okay, we're making money now because of that one house. I think I'm going to have priority set to this hunter, so we get that done. There's not enough laborers. Yeah. We're going to get that frequently until people have space to move in. So we can see here Christian Aiden, Abbott Freeze, and Eddie? Effie Latour. Sure. And so here we can see this is where we can assign these people to their jobs, aside from doing it in here. So we can just grab someone who might be wandering around. You can see he's got the little builder icon above his head there. So we can say, well, labor icon, whatever. We can say, okay, you know, I want you to switch and be a builder. What is he missing here? He's homeless. Well, that will get there eventually. Right now they're going to be working on this hunting lodge, because what I would like it to give me is not so much the meat as the leather. It's kind of nice that you can dedicate where they are going to be doing their hunting and their resource gathering. Unlike, I think in Banished you have to put it in proximity, and they have a radius themselves of where they'll go and gather. This is kind of nice because you can actually have each worker set up in a different area, so they're not over harvesting and whatnot. However, it is kind of a pain. It is kind of a pain when you have to have the hunter chasing the animals around, because as you start killing, they will run away, and then you've got to go further and further afield, and it's just something you have to keep on top of, and I feel like as the settlement gets bigger, it's going to be a little bit more of a hassle. But what can you do? Let's speed this up, because it takes for damned ever. And, no new resident, yeah. They'll just tell me from time to time that someone's complaining that they don't have a home, so you gotta let them get on with it. This appears to have also been turned around backwards. I thought I put the door that way. Well, it is. I don't know why they've got the lean-to in the back. Maybe that's where they put the drying of stuff, or I don't know. Anyway, so this now has a radius. You will set your work area out right about here, because that seems good. And we can see, let's see, Marshall Sorensen here. Looks like he is off to pick up a rifle, so he can be a hunter. There you go. So yeah, if we want to expand at all, first thing we're going to have to do here is get these things built up. So we're low on stone. We see that we need 3 stone just to build a shack. And more importantly are the metal parts. We do have quite a few metal parts, but we want to make sure that we're moving towards that next. So we'll unlock Undertaker, Stable, and Doctor here pretty soon at 12 Pioneers. But what we need, more importantly, well, there's Toolsmith. That's going to be 5 Settlers, so we need to think about that. Here it is. We need 5 Settlers for an iron mine, 5 Settlers for an iron smelter. Okay, so let's look at our people and see what they need. To become settlers, they're going to need bread, they're going to need water, they're going to need firewood, alcohol, and coats. So that is actually kind of where we're looking first. So the tailor will be where we get the coats. Crop fields. Okay, crop fields unlock at 20 Pioneers. So actually, we're going to have to do that. Sheep farm, weaving. Game is a bakery. Bakery for the bread. 40 Pioneers! Oh my goodness, we're going to run out of tools. So I guess that means that we are going to have to rely on trade for a while. There goes the train. So, given that we are going to need so many darn people, we should probably put down a few more houses here. That is, after all, the only way they will build up. So let's see. I want to check out... I got these kind of close. If I want to put down something like a lamp post, which doesn't unlock until 12 Pioneers, I need to have a little bit of space. So even though there's this blank spot right here, it is going to be a footprint for that building, so we can't actually build there. It's going to be a a little bit harder to take care of, but we're making money. Very small amounts of money, but we're making money. Unfortunately, it costs so much to build stuff that we're going to quickly run out of that. And speaking of running out, I have not got the materials for this, so why don't we put this as paused for building, because we need to build this next. So I got some stone here, I've got some stone there. I do have that stone mine, but I'm going to have that within my area of influence. Yeah, I really built in the wrong place for that, didn't I? Just forgot all the materials. So there's some stone out there. That is very far afield, though. But I guess we'll just have to deal with it. So how about instead of a house here, we put you down there. Chasing the bison. We got one. 5 meat. And we're working on 3 leather by the look of it. $42 there. Yeah, okay. Well, I think this is still actually that's closer. It's closer to go for these bits of stone here than it is to go all the way out down there. Now we got iron and coal right here too. New building available. So you can kind of see the glowing effect here. We have a warehouse. I'm not sure I need to put down a warehouse just yet. That seems like a waste of time and, more importantly, metal parts. It also has a cost to my income, so let's hold off on that. However, I think we should probably put down an outhouse. It's kind of ridiculous that an outhouse costs just as many materials as a full-on warehouse. I guess not. More wood planks there. But for hygiene purposes, we should probably consider it. Put it right there. Maybe leave a little bit of a gap. I could put 2, but I don't know how many I actually need. And we've also unlocked other things. The doctor, the stable, the cemetery, and the undertaker. And a well. Okay. Got a well, and we've got a woodcutter. More people have started moving in, though. That's good. 0 are homeless, and we got some laborers. Ah, yes, you can't find anybody because you are not in an area where there is stone, so have you come down here instead? Okay, they built that really darn quick, so let's get that going. And we might actually have a little bit of an issue there. Let's see, this takes wood and metal part. Okay. Now let's get the firewood. I guess if I put you there, it gets you kind of close. I'm blocking their pathway right there, so that'll force them to move into another path, but it is... Let's see, actually, it would probably be better to have it right next to the lumberjack, because I believe that is raw wood there. So I'm thinking this will be a good spot for my warehouse. And I'm pretty sure we're going to need more than 1 warehouse. And we got 4 horses. Okay, we need to think about that. Because that is where the stable is going to come in. Whatever was here, we have completely used it up. I believe it was stone. Clothing, and we've already got firewood. But yes, we're definitely going to have to work on putting our stuff in places. So this is 5 by 3, that's only 15. That is not close enough to get me to where I need to be. I should probably put down a well. Maybe we'll just put the well right out here. Right in the center of town. Yeah, so if we are working towards pioneers, we're going to need more homes. So at least 2 more homes to get to the next phase of what I want to develop. Let's put down a doctor. We can put down a doctor over there. That's kind of big. Stables is also kind of big. I think that can go in the back. So we can do that in like a warehouse maybe. Keep that back there. Anyway, yeah. So we gotta get people in. You also have to worry about how fast you're expanding, because obviously that consumes tons of resources. For example, stone. But yeah, let's put down one there and one there. Alright, so now we got a source of water. I think we've got plenty of food. 10 meat just hanging out there. I should probably actually get a warehouse down. We're going to need multiple warehouses. Right now, though, we can sit on it. What I'm more worried about is the leather. Looks like there's 15 leather hanging out there. So... we've unlocked our tailor. Okay, good, good. So why don't we have the tailor look like right about there? We are definitely blocking in. Now that well, I kind of regret having that well right there. This is going to get very awkward for this trader to come in here. I want to keep my pathways a little bit more open, otherwise we're going to have lots of issues. We're getting lots of horses here. I'd probably better put down a stable. And we have access to the rail station already. Again, it's outside my radius here. This is for contracts that you can do for money. Maybe I should consider that right now. What I should consider, though, aside from the tailor, is also the doctor. So let's get you right here, and then, like I said, we'll build that main pathway, the main street here. Get that lined up there. I think we'll have enough people. These are just waiting on stone. I could probably spend a little bit of my precious money and open another slot so we have another worker for stone, because I feel like that's going to be a thing. All of these things require stone, and we are out of our metal parts, so that means that we cannot build a stable, and if somebody dies, we're going to have very unhappy people. So we need to be thinking now about what I can do for trade then, because I will need the metal parts. If this tailor gets built, we might be able to actually build the, start making some clothing that we could sell off. Boy, I'm really regretting having that there now. I guess I can remove it. It's not even finished. Is it 93%? Or does that mean it's 93% full? I don't know what that actually means. Just gonna... I don't know what this means. I don't know if it means that they'll demolish it and take the resources back, or how that works. I guess let's find out. Nope, it just straight up destroys it. Okay, that's an expensive mistake. that was a little bit of a mistake there. We're gonna want to put that back, and that requires 2 metal parts, which I no longer have. Whoops. Well, you live and you learn. So, we definitely will need that then. We're just going to have to buy metal parts. It is very, very expensive. Let's buy like 5 at a time. And let's sell... What do we have to sell? Probably meat. Meat only sells for 8. God damn. Versus the 45 we were spending to buy. That's a lot. A new building's available. Looks like all these things, which only cost money. There's got to be something else we can sell that's going to help us. Well, if we could get the alcohol done. But yeah, you can see coats. If we can start making coats, then we'll do it. How many people? We got 12 laborers. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do this. Let's buy another slot, get a worker in here, and now you can go out here, sir. We need to get our stone resources up and running here. That's where we're really holding back. And we have fields. We have crops now, so we could do that for food. What does that take? Nothing, just money. Good. So yeah, that's where all this area, the green area here, takes place. Maybe I should have crops up here. You can see also soil quality 100%, so that's really good for farming. Whereas down here it's only 10%, so yeah, we want to pay attention to that for sure. It's going to cost me 14 on my income too, so that's something. I'm making 202 right now, but the upkeep of this is going to be expensive. No water, and suddenly our meat is all gone. Because I sold it, because of course I did. I didn't know they were going to take all of it, so we're in a little bit of a hurt right there. Fortunately, we've got meat right down here, so they'll just come straight to that, but we should probably think about getting a warehouse. Oh, what do we have here? A butcher. Makes meat and leather from livestock. Okay, it's going to be a while before we get into that. We also now have a fire station. That's probably a good thing. Once again, metal parts, which we do. Let go of that. Do not have. We did not buy. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Okay. Let's get... That must just be the 5 that's sitting there. Okay. We should probably have a fire station. I would imagine this is going to be very important early on. We don't want to build on that. So, I guess get the fire station here. God, that is a massive building, isn't it? How many does that take? 5 metal parts. So everything I just bought and wasted all my food on. That's what that's going to cost. A gunslinger is on his way. Bandits have settled down. Uh-oh. Oh, of course, and they are literally right next door. Those bastards. Okay, let's hold off on this. So the thing is, we could attack them. We could take their stuff. That includes the weaponry they hold. However, these guys... ooh, that one right there. Arrest the bandit with the sheriff in order to receive a reward. Well, see now, I don't know. I don't know if I should risk it. In the test game that I played, I got everyone up in arms, including with a gunslinger. We'll wait for the gunslinger to move in here, wherever he is, and we will hire him. But yeah, I did that, and everyone died. It's actually not too easy to take these guys on. So we want to be a little bit more cautious about that. Unfortunately, oh, there he is. Yeah. 25 buccarinos will give Mackenzie Wilcoxon, and he comes with a pistol. But yeah, we will hire the gunslinger here. He's going to need a place to move. Continue activities of the resident. Okay. He's going to need a place to move into. Why have we stopped at that? 22. Okay. Resident is homeless. So, let's see. 3 times 7, 21. Yes, we need another home because the gunslinger... Now, if you have people who are homeless, what they'll do is they'll set up a little fire camp at night and they'll sleep around the camp. It's kind of cool. Well, we need 2 metal parts for that, so there we go. Using that, and it will not fit because it's not within the radius. Splendid. Well, it looks like we're building a second neighborhood back here. Okay. Well, damn. So I think this is a bad way to go for what we're doing for selling here, and we're down to 4 meat. So, yeah. There's only 5 on that bison we just shot. Probably put myself in a little bit of a hurt on the food. So maybe we ought to just wait a little bit. Why are you bozos sitting around? Just a laborer. But wait. So he's just there to move stuff, I guess. He's not the main guy going and collecting the stone. He's just here to move. So yeah, that's the default is they'll turn into laborers unless you give them something to actually go and do. So we're gonna wait on leather from that for the hunter. So we might actually want a hunter. That might be a good idea. Let's go ahead and spend the money on that. And let's see. Got wolves down here. That's not so good. Hopefully it's not moving towards my settlement. We have to be mindful now that we don't also overlap with the territory of the bandits. God, they couldn't have picked a worse spot. Although part of me feels like that is intentional. I feel like it's supposed to spawn in that area. Ah, god damn, and they're right in the hunting path too. But and we've deforested this, so there is also yes, the forester. We probably want to put one of those down because otherwise we're going to deforest this entire damn area. Okay. Well, anyway, let's get you hunting. Let's not try and risk that. I mean, unless they're hiding in the trees, I just don't see any down here, though. That's the thing. I mean, they could overlap. We could have overlapping. There's plenty of them out here, so why don't we go do that? This one hunter we have seems to be intent upon the bison. We do have boars and whatnot, so that's where we'll go. And I think that is where I will end this episode. Seemed to be going okay, aside from the fact that I gave away all of our food, not thinking it was going to give away all of our food. We're not at a point where we're in a good position, unfortunately, for having anything to trade, and unfortunately we're where we are stuck at needing to trade. So I don't think that the natives will have anything towards that, and it costs us $1,000 if we want to bump up to get them in a trading mood. So yeah, I don't know, this might be short-lived settlements, but I'll end this one here. I'll see you next time.